Hello everyone and welcome to the RNG University. So tonight's episode, Naya Human. Yesterday I was playing the Raw Priest deck and I just cannot believe how relevant it will become. I don't know, maybe, right? But just how strong it is. And it's such a terrible feeling to die to poison counter that I feel like maybe we can try out just an anti-poison tech. I looked up a few of the potential decks out there and think this one pops out the most to me. And that is the human Naya Human with Melira. So here's how it works. It's the old Naya Human shell, but now we have our anti-human tech, Melira the Living Cure. She's right here. Right? If I would get a poison counter or more, I only get one, and I can't get any more that turn. So it will save me for 5 turns, maybe. Right? So it doesn't stop poison counter altogether like the old Melira, which is, I don't know why. Right? They make the poison counter so much better, and they make the anti-poison so much worse, just so that we all hate our lives, apparently. But that is Melira in a nutshell. I'm going to try her in this human deck, because she is also a human. So I think it could work out maybe well enough. The problem with that is I only cracked 2, and I don't want to just go out and buy cards. And I didn't really want to craft her because I don't know how good this actually is. So I'm going to try 2 off in the deck, and the other 2 I just put in Catilda, Dawnheart Prime, which can also help us ramp out a little bit and perhaps pump all our creatures and win that way. So here's what the deck list looks like. We have 4 Hopeful Initiate and 2, I don't know how to pronounce this guy's name, Skurilov? I don't know, the Mother of Root. Basically, it's the new 1-drop that can give our creature pseudo protection from a color of our choice, right? We choose a color, target creature I control gains Toxic 1, and Hexproof from that color that's chosen, and it also cannot be blocked by that color. So it's kind of like protection from that color, but not quite, right? And we don't protect from the damage, but we get hexproof. So that's something. And it's a 1-drop, so we could play early and use that to protect a lot of our big creatures. Then we have Guardian of New Benalia, of course, the human soldier that help us filter our deck. Intrepid Adversary, a little bit of life gain here and there probably will be useful, but of course, I'm still anticipating a lot of poison. For Thalia, for obvious reasons, we have mostly creatures in the deck. It's a human deck, and she just fits very well in that category. 2 Catilda, 2 Melira, I talked about those. 4 Anointed Peacekeeper, look at our opponent's hand and attacks their Rock Priest, maybe? I don't know. This card is probably good in more of an aggro to aggro matchup, or an aggro to a slow control matchup where we have Tempo and we tax out their board wipes. Alright, and then we have 3 Brutal Cathar, 3 Adeline. Those are pretty standard cards. We have 3 Halana and Alena, and 1 Sigarda. I cut down a Sigarda down to 1 because, well, I don't think we need to push out as much as just trying to get things on the early game enough to stay board relevant. And then 2 Valorous Stance. I also cut down a Valorous Stance because we have Skurilov as a protection in a lot of cases that should be good enough. And I don't want my handful of non-creature spells when I have Thalia. Alright, so then we go to the land base. We have 1 Eiganjo, 6 Plinks, 1 Boseiju, and I really am questioning about the Boseiju. It is a good green sort of channel ability, but I don't know how many green we have to actually activate that. We have 4 Battlefield Forge, and I thought about using the other lands that are in the set, or not in the set, in the previous set, the tap lands. I think that's my Innistrad. I choose to use the pin lands instead because we're an aggro deck, so I want to go earlier. Right, and same thing for Brushland, but I only have 2 Brushland. Look, I don't have a third one. So I fit in the other 2 that I do have. 1 Overgrown Farmland and 1 Razor Verge Thicket. If I have 4 Razor Verge Thicket, I might replace all the Brushland Overgrown Farmland with Razor Verge, but I also didn't want to craft these because I don't know how good these are. And of course, because we are human and a bunch of legendary in the deck, I have 4 Plaza of Heroes and 4 Secluded Courtyard. That's the whole Melira deck. I hope that this Naya Human deck can, hold its own against this poison-heavy meta that we're apparently facing. Let's go ahead and try it out. Our first opponent is going to be V for V Angelis. Alright, well, we got 3 lands and 1 drop into 2 drops, so that's good enough. Unfortunately, we do not go first. So, give our opponent the initiative. And they're mono red aggro. Thermal Alchemist. They're thermaling us already. So, Guardian. I'm not gonna attack because you can just block. Mechanized Warfare. Ugh, this is no fun. He didn't. Oh wait, yeah. No, he didn't even tap it, right? Oh, instant or sorcery spell. Okay. Well, let's look what they have. Kind of scared. Lightning Strike, play with fire. Well, I think that answers the question pretty easily. I want to train. This way, I can kill Mechanized Warfare if I need to. Right? Instead of Enlist, training is a little bit better here. And he's definitely going to Lightning Strike the Anointed Peacekeeper, I believe. Oh wait, yeah, that's right. But that's going to take up his whole turn. Yep. Did he got another play with fire? Oh no, yeah, because of the Mechanized Warfare. Kumano faces Kaku. It's a lot of damage on my face and I can't even stop. Is he roping for fun? So it's my turn. Peacekeeper and the Peacekeeper. Let's keep the peace. Do I want to name Angel? No, let's just name humans. It's a human deck. I have a lot more humans. Try to get out. Yeah, why not? Thermal something something. Thermal Alchemist. There you go. That attacks it so that he cannot use it. But he can block, so I don't think it means anything right now if I attack. He has to pay 2 to use his ability, so it makes it slightly weaker. And he top deck a land, so he's gonna do it. Ow. Is he gonna do it? He is gonna do it. On my face! That's gutsy. I can kill it with the Eiganjo. Do I want to spend 3 mana to kill it? It's already being taxed. What if I just tax it again? He can't play it. He can't use it this turn. So I do have Vigilance if I want to attack with it. Yeah, this is tricky. Well, anyways, attacking is free, so I should do that. And I feel like an Intrepid Adversary is good? I'm not quite sure, because he can kill it very easily if he drops anything that's not a land, and he'll probably untap the Thermal Fissure. Let's just tax it some more. Alright, now it costs 4 to just deal 2 damage to me, which still hurts. But, it's a bit of mechanized warfare. Yeah, there it is. Ow. Kumano goes down to 3. Oh, go down to 2. Oh, I think they just die. Really? I mean... Do I have life gain that's not... Oh, well, sort of life gain? Looks dumb, huh? Gonna have to do it. Not even gonna pump. Just gonna go in for... enlist. Thalia. Those aren't life gains, and I'm not sure if that's relevant right now. Please stop deck a land. Please be a land. Any damage and I die. A single 1 damage I die. Oh no. Okay. Not killing me yet. GG. We're gonna attack, but I got life gain. Oh my gosh. So close. Opponent goes first, so we got out of that, and that was not a poison deck, so there's that. And that deck was, I don't know, what are you doing? Mono red, come on. Alright, our second opponent is going to be... he's a cheater. He's not just a cheater, he's cheater 718. He's been cheating so long, he's got rank numbers. Alright, let's keep. This is okay. Not... Well, I wouldn't say it's bad, it's just that I happen to, once again, go second, like every single freaking game. Flame Blast Bolt. Plaza. Thalia. What, to get countered? No, well, you get taxed. Let's go in for some attack. Abrade. 3 mana Abrade. Okay, well, let's see here. How should I play this? Boseiju, probably. That way I can play both, right? Yeah. So I can play Skirliff, and Melira, enter. I can exile it, choose another target creature or artifact, and then bring it back from the graveyard. I can make it Toxic 1 and protection from white. Does this activate as a sorcery? No, I can activate anytime. I wonder if he's going to have Wandering Emperor. That would be bad because it will be pointless. Alright, I guess he's going to Wandering Emperor anyway, so... let's add a white. No, keep my white open, you jerk. Actually, I don't think it matters. See, I thought it was gonna be full of poison decks. Instead, it was a mono red aggro and now some sort of Jeskai control. That's not good for me. Oh, I can't protect it, huh? I can protect Skirliff. I can protect my Brutal Cathar. I guess I'll protect the Brutal Cathar. And I can make it so that it gains Hexproof and Toxic 1. I don't think that matters. White. Blue. I'm just gonna die and come back. Ooh, Alena. Time to go eat a counterspell, I guess. Right, 2 mana, probably a counterspell that's holding up. Huh, no counterspell. That's interesting. Probably gonna have another removal. 6 mana, farewell. There it is. What else do I have now? Sigarda. It's good threats 1 by 1, but opponent went first, so we're not really templing them out. Altawara. I know it flips it and then no longer has ward, but I think it's better to force him to play a spell this turn. Yep. Well, okay, that's not the spell I wanted him to play, but it's a spell that he did play. Also, I played my land in case he has somehow a make disappear. I don't know what's going on in that deck. Down to 3. Wow. I didn't think this was going to happen. I did not think this was going to happen. And apparently, my opponent is just as down out of luck as I am. And I got really good top decks, to be fair. Right, the top decks that I got that game was probably the best I've ever gone playing Magic Arena. Ever. But this deck is funny. I would say it's very strong if we get to go first, which we never did. Game number 3. We are now playing against Love Sonder. Oh wait, we just beat Cheater. Ha! That would have showed him. Oh, we get to go first. Initiation to Thalia. That's just... wow. And we don't even have, like, regular looking lands. But yeah, Initiation to Thalia is very, very strong. Unless they are another creature deck, then we're not doing anything. Okay, they're not another creature deck. This into the battlefield tap, unless I have 2 or fewer lands, which I do. Thalia time. He will have to spend an extra mana on a removal if he has it. But if he doesn't, he's getting taxed. And my hopeful Initiate is going to grow. Oh, that's such a good start. Maybe he has a cut down though. I think the best play he can have right now is probably a cut down. Which, I mean, if he does, it's going to put me in a equilibrium position. Not a great position. Hey, look, Harbin, which I can live with that. Should I attack first if he doesn't block? I don't want to take out his Harbin anyways. I'd rather tax him. Thalia, Urtai, Elish Norn, Urtai, Rafine. Well, next turn he can't play anything else other than Rafine, so let's tax out his Rafine. He's probably going to block. Or not. Maybe he'll just rope. No blocks. You sure you want to do that? You're going to go to turn 3 with nothing to play. Except maybe a Thalia. a conductor. He's going to have 2 Urtides to play on the turn after, which I can turn off with the Anointed Peacekeeper. He discarded his Urtide. Whoa! Okay. Kids, don't do this. Now, I do have concerns. Should I Brutal Cathar and then push for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 damage, bring him down to 5, or should I Adversary, which is more mana efficient? But, come on. Brutal Cathar. Get out of here. What can he play? An Urtide to kill one of these guys? I guess. He's not going to attack again. He is not going to... now he gave me ward. Okay. I don't know what my opponent's doing, but he just gave me ward. And I can tax out his Urtide and force him to play something this turn. If he targets the Moonrager Brute, does he just die? He can counter my Intrepid Adversary. He could, right? He could, but I'm okay with that. There's the Urtide. Gives me an extra card. He's gonna have to block 2 of these creatures. Still takes 5. And GG. Ha! Wow, okay. So Naya Human is strong. I don't know what else to say. It is very, very strong. Alright, so that was 3 games. I don't think I have enough time for a 4th game, do I? Let's look at the deck. Let's look through the deck list, and I think it's more important to talk about the deck list than to play. I mean, okay, to be fair, I'm kind of scared. After 3 games, the shuffler is probably going to try to screw me, and I'm not winning a 4th game. And looking at the deck, right, I do want to talk about what the proper mulligan is, and that's probably more important. When you look at the deck, when you play opening hand, obviously you want to try to go first. It's not really up to us, so most likely we're going to go second because we play Magic. And looking at the deck list, you have to mulligan for 1 drop, and Hopeful Initiate is the best 1 drop you can mulligan for, but I've been lucky. The last 3 games, I've always got Hopeful Initiate out, and I've always had a chance to try to grow it, or at least put tempo on the board. Without that, I don't know if this deck is strong enough to stand on its own. It's just having tempo is very important to scare our opponent into having to answer our early game drops, so that our late game drops really kind of force our opponent's hand. In addition to that, the Anointed Peacekeeper, I thought it was just a meh card. It was actually insane. We've been taxing out all of our opponent's win con, and with it, we were able to kind of ride that advantage to the game-winning plays. It's very strong. Intrepid Adversary, I don't think it did anything much other than scare our opponent. None of the games was that impactful with it in our hand or on the board, on the floor, and it was just so-so. Right, Catilda never came out, didn't matter. Thalia definitely stopped the control decks. Of course, if you're facing a lot of control decks, you need to have Thalia out. And in today's meta, I don't expect there to be a lot of control decks. Something I just kind of remember is that Thalia also does stop the Raw Priest deck, because all of those spells cost 1, and Thalia makes it so that they don't just cost 1. That's beautiful. Guardian of New Benalia did nothing. It helped us. It helped us put like board advantage, or at least board presence in that game against Mono Red, but really if it was a 3-1, it would have felt fair way better than a 2-2. So, I do think this is definitely the card to cut if there are a newcomer that is better. I can't think of one. Luminarch Aspirant is definitely one of them that is, been rotating out for 17 years now. I think Siege Veteran is a new one, but it's a 3-drop rather than a 2-drop, and that's not good enough. So if there's a 2-drop that is a 3/2, like the I can look for it right now. I forgot what it's called. The one that exiles people's creatures or people's graveyard. That one could be useful. Right there. Sun Gold Sentinel. Right. It's also a human. And the Coven doesn't do anything. Comes into play, exile a card, really isn't much at all in the graveyard. But it is a 3/2, and that pushed tempo advantage more than a 2/2. And honestly, we don't really need the 2/2. We don't really need the enlist, because we don't have enough creatures for it to enlist for it to matter. It mattered a lot back when everybody's playing Shieldred, so we can enlist a 3-drop or a 3-power creature, and this becomes a 5 to trade with the Shieldred. It's a lot less relevant now that I don't see as much Shieldred kind of flying around in the meta. That's my opinion, though. It could change. It could change very fast. But remember, whatever you put in the deck, you want it to be a human as much as possible, because it is a human deck after all, and when we play our Secluded Courtyard, we want a human. We want to be able to name human. So yeah, that's why Guardian of New Benalia, it's probably something that we're looking to cut. I can't think of a better card off the top of my head other than the Sun Gold Sentinel. And maybe if you're very, very daring, you can try to run the Illuminator Virtuoso. I don't like it, but you can try if you think you're going to get out a lot of the pumps. Another one that could work is the Cathar Commando, because you can use that as a flash, right? So you can turn it, play on your opponent's turn, and then if you need to kill a artifact or enchantment, let's say that they drop Wedding Announcement turn 3, boom, gone. So it could be more impactful than Guardian of New Benalia. I do feel like this could be a 2/2 situation. Other than that, yeah, that's basically how I feel about this human deck. The Catilda is very good if we can draw it. The Melira is also very good in that it stops poison counters, but something that came up in that game against the was it Grixis control that I forgot is it also protects one of our creatures, right? So Melira can sack herself or exile herself, basically, to protect one of the creatures from dying. And if we have an impactful creature, like we did that game with the Brutal Cathar, we kept it, and then the Halana Alena came back in, pumped the Brutal Cathar, and won us that game. So, yeah, it was very important to have that second ability. It's not just anti-poison counter. So I think that would boost Melira over the last Melira, which was just anti-poison counter back in, was it Scars of Maraudon days? And yeah, that is what I think about this deck. I do think it's strong. I do think it has leg to stand on. It can hold its own in today's meta. But of course, as meta evolves and there's more controlling elements, board wipes, and keeps aggro at its toe, then this card might wing on its powerfulness. But as long as the meta is very aggressive and not as controlling, this deck can counter the aggression with our board presence, with our protection cards, with our pseudo removal, and then with our sort of closers. Right? This deck is strong in that category. And funny enough, I never thought Naya Human would be one of the decks that I am championing, but I really hope this deck kind of takes off and just becomes one of the best decks in today's meta, because I absolutely hate that Venerated Rot Priest. It's such a broken card. I hope it gets banned, or everyone figure out just run Melira and counter it and stops it from being the crazy card that it is. That's all I got for you today. Thank you very much for joining me, and I'll see you guys next time.